Hello, and welcome to week 4 of our 5-week challenge to eating more plant-based. This week we are talking about ways that we can get our protein from plant-based sources. And I thought, well, protein normally takes center of the plate, and how cool if we not only are looking at plant-based sources of protein, but also shift our focus to, instead of protein with the main meal, looking at protein as part of a treat or dessert. So I thought, how cool if we make a chia seed pudding. You're going to love this. It's only 3 or 4 ingredients, depending on how you decide to make it. Today I'm going to start with 1/2 cup of milk. This can be milk of your choice, whether that's cow's milk, pea milk, almond milk, and just 1/2 cup is a great place to start. To this, we're going to add a teaspoon of honey or your preferred sweetener, just a little something to make it into a treat. And additionally, 2 tablespoons of our chia seed, which on a cool note, 2 tablespoons of chia seed. You're wondering, what's a chia seed? Let me show you. 2 tablespoons of chia seed has about 4 grams of protein. So these are very, very super tiny seeds. You can just see how tiny they are. So be careful when you eat them in public or with somebody because they can easily get stuck in between your teeth. All right, we've got our 3 key ingredients, the milk, the sweetener, the chia seed. I'm going to add one more ingredient that I think just adds a special touch when it comes to making something taste rich and decadent, and that is just a touch of vanilla. Just takes a little drop there, and we stir this up. When you stir, you're going to feel the honey on the bottom. You're going to notice that the seeds of the chia are going to be halfway suspended and then others are going to fall to the bottom. We're going to initially stir this up, but then set it aside so that the soluble fiber on the outside of the chia can actually do its work. In other words, it's going to become hydrated with the liquid from the milk and begin to gelatinize. And that's what's going to thicken our pudding. It's going to be so cool. Like I said, you're going to love this, and I'm going to top it off with something super special. Yes, fruit, but you're going to like this because, like I said, it's something super special. So I like chia seed, one, because it has, 2 tablespoons, you get almost 4 grams of protein. Pretty outstanding. But chia seed offers something really special that is very important to our bodies, and that is alpha-linolenic fatty acid. Now, what is this to you and me? This is the plant-based source of omega-3s. Now, we've all heard about omega-3s, and we know they're important. Why? Well, they are connected with heart health, brain health, good mood, better memory. Had to think about that one, haha. It's also connected with better blood pressure and inflammation. A lot of attention is given to inflammation these days. So where do we get omega-3 fatty acids? Notoriously, we mostly get them from fish, and that would be like salmon, tuna, sardines, but believe it or not, also some of the shellfish like mussels or oysters. So how much omega-3 do we really need? Well, we're really not exactly sure, but to the best of our knowledge, the adequate intake, according to the DRI, is 1.6 grams for men 19 years of age or older. That's about, that is exactly 1,600 milligrams each day. Now, for women, it's a little bit less. Again, the cutoff point is 19 years of age or older. Women the adequate intake is 1.1 grams or 1,100 milligrams per day. So, like I said, that's to the best of our knowledge. Now, let me put this into perspective for you, because when we eat fish, you're probably wondering, well, how much of these omega-3s do I get when I have that piece of salmon? Well, if you're choosing wild king or bluefin tuna, or perhaps farm-raised salmon, you're going to get someplace between 1,000 and 1,500 milligrams in a 3-ounce portion. That's cooked. It weighs a little bit more when it's raw. Some of those juices evaporate and cook out, and it weighs a little bit less when it's cooked. If you're buying wild-caught salmon, perhaps having mussels or oysters or albacore tuna out of a can, or even sardines, you'll be getting about between 500 and 1,000 milligrams in a 3-ounce serving. But we're talking about plant-based choices here, so where else can we get these omega-3s? Now, we know that the best, most absorbable form of omega-3 fatty acids come from the fish and seafood, undeniably. And that too is where we get EPA and DHA, the two eicosanoids that have been studied the most relative to these health benefits. But we can also get EPA and DHA directly from algae, which the fish eat. And so then these eicosanoids become part of their bodies and we eat the fish. We also can get omega-3 fatty acids from milk, juice, yogurt, soy milk, and eggs. So that's another way that we can get them. These sources like the milk, juice, yogurt, soy milk, and eggs, these are fortified with omega-3 fatty acids. So it's not naturally occurring, but our food industry has fortified them, and they're an added resource for you and me. Now, ALAs from plant-based sources, it's pretty cool because, here we go, our chia seed has a pretty substantial amount of these ALAs. In fact, for 1 tablespoon, just one, you can get exactly 7 grams of ALA. Pretty impressive. Now I put 2 in here, so that's 14 grams of ALA, that alpha-linolenic fatty acid. Well, it's impressive, but unfortunately, only about 5% of that gets absorbed into our bodies, and then our bodies convert it over to EPA and then finally DHA. So we do have to eat quite a bit, but no problem. These are pretty good things to be eating. I want to show you our chia seed pudding. And you can see how some of the seeds have risen to the top and some are at the bottom. And as I stir it, you're going to be able to see how some of them, yes, have clumped together. That's really, once again, all that soluble fiber that's just gelling up. And that's exactly what it does in our gut and helps us lower our cholesterol, which is pretty cool. So stirring is the operative activity here. You're wanting to stir this periodically to fully suspend the chia seeds, but also make sure that they are not clumping in there. Break up those clumps. All right, again, I'm going to set that aside and tell you about a couple other really fantastic ways that we can get our ALAs. I mentioned chia seed. Another great one is flax seed. Yeah. And per tablespoon, you can get 7.3 grams of ALA. And then now you can easily buy the oil, like flaxseed oil, in which case you can, per tablespoon, again, get 7.3 grams of this ALA. Use it as a salad dressing, or perhaps you prefer using canola oil, which per tablespoon has 1.3 grams, or soybean oil. You'll be surprised how many commercially made salad dressings are made with canola oil or soybean oil, which per tablespoon has 0.9 grams of ALA. You can also get these great ALAs in things like beans, like navy beans, edamame. These are great source. Navy beans per half cup have 0.6 grams and edamame 0.3. These are great foods that you're probably eating anyway for their fantastic protein. So for a half cup of beans, you can get 7-8 grams of protein. Not bad. And then you're also getting ALAs, a pretty sweet deal. All right, I want to show you one more time what our chia seed pudding is looking like. You can stir this a couple more times intermittently. I personally wound up putting it in the fridge, came back after about 30 minutes, stirred again, and I want to show you what my final product looked like because it's really just like pudding. And you can see how the seeds are thoroughly suspended in the milk, and it's definitely not runny anymore. All right, so we've got our chia seed pudding, and it's ready for the crowning glory of something super special. I promised you something super special. I have already pre-cut my fruit, and here I have bananas, I have some apricots, and what's so cool about my selection of fruit, I could have chosen any fruit, quite honestly, but I really love the apricots. They're something super special. You don't normally buy them, but I found a can of apricots. They were canned in natural 100% fruit juice. That's exactly what you want to look for, because even after you use the fruit, you can save the juice and drink the juice and still get nutrition from that and not feel like you're drinking added sugar. I mean, it does have sugar in it, but it's from the fruit, and it comes loaded with nutrition because it is from the fruit. And plus, apricots just have that really deep, rich flavor accompanied by that beautiful, bright, deep, rich orange color, which we know is a super great indicator, well, in this case, of lots of vitamin A for us. And isn't that beautiful? Like I said, these are canned. And, you know, when we think about ways that we can be prepared and always have great fruit choices on hand, why not stock your pantry with a few canned items? Again, look for fruits that have been packaged in 100% fruit juice. Absolutely gorgeous, and I did sneak a taste. They're just as delicious. Now, you might have noticed, hey, Liv, you cut your bananas in advance, and why aren't they turning brown? Well, I did just a little trick, and I took the bananas and dipped them in some of this rich natural fruit juice syrup and made sure that they were thoroughly coated. Just simply dunked them in like that. And it prevented the oxygen in the air from coming in contact directly with the fruit. Now, let's go ahead and get this topped off. We've got the beautiful pudding that I made yesterday, and I'm just going to transfer the fruit. Kind of want to mix it up, so I don't want all the bananas on the bottom. I want some of the apricots in there, and then a few bananas. I like how different fruits really make this interesting. A few more apricots. Ooh, it's getting full. I'm going to set it aside because really what I want to do is give this a taste. And I bet you do too. Look how cute that is. Who wouldn't want to enjoy that? Now, simply, you can cover these, store them in the refrigerator for 2 or 3 days, and what a nice little package that is. Very transportable and very fun to eat. So let's give this a try. And you want just a little bit of that pudding, of course, a little bit of the fruit without losing any. Ooh, look at that. Mmm. Mmm. Now, if you've ever had bubble tea, that's kind of what this is like. The little chia seeds, you still have that texture in there, but you have that beautiful flavor of the vanilla with a milk of your choice. And then the chia seeds don't particularly have a lot of flavor, a little bit nutty. I mean, you do know they're there. And they have that wonderful bubble tea texture of the tapioca balls, but much smaller. Really, really good. This is going to make a very fun snack.